Welcome. I'm David.
I'm Lindsay.
And this is Desmond Rose.
Welcome to a Thursday video, which is going to catch everything up with what we've been up to, how builds are progressing, and rounding up how we got on with Desmond over the years. Now, I'm going to have a little whinge first. I don't get to do my Wednesday waffles the same way anymore, but taking Desmond apart has been interesting. We found all sorts of shoddy gas work, and if a competent person did that, well, God help us. I'll show you some pictures of that later. This is the second take of this, so who knows what's going to happen. I'll probably forget everything I'm going to say, but if you stick with it, I'll get right down to it and we'll tell you what's going on. First of all, as a catch-up, for those of you who don't know, Motorhome Desmond has had a lot of problems this year. It has had a lot of money spent this year. In fact, probably a third of the total money we spent on repairs was spent in the first 4 months of this year. Not even 4 months, because we decided to get rid before the 4 months was up. Anyway, I digress. And so we decided that we would replace, and this time, to get exactly what we wanted, an easier, quicker, not necessarily cheaper way of achieving it would be to convert our own van. To that end, that's what's happening. We've bought a Luton barn door, high loader, and hopefully you'll watch us, stay with us and watch us build the inside out to our spec. The problems with Desmond started pre-MOT. He needed brake work on the rear, and virtually everything in the brake system was replaced on the rear. He needed a lot of welding, structural welding. In fact, he's had over the last 8 months or so, lots and lots of welding. Got an MOT, no problem. So off we went on our trip, and then during the trip things started to go wrong. Handbrake broke, rear brakes. Rear brakes aren't working properly. They're working, but not right. The fact that the rear brakes weren't working was putting an extra load on the front brakes, and guess what? They failed. That's in another video. And talking of other videos, Desmond's videos were coming out Monday and Thursday. Now they're going to be on Monday, because Thursday's going to concentrate on the build and me having a say. Thursday tirade instead of Wednesday waffle. Yeah, maybe. Or as Lindsay puts it, Thursday tantrum. Anyway, back to the tale. So we've made the decision, and we're going to show you a video of when the brakes failed sometime over the next few weeks, and the interesting journey we had. But the garage that we went to get fixed said, it's not just brakes wrong with this. We can't find places to attach things that need to be attached because the welding is so poor and the rust and that is so bad. So they fixed us up and got us home. And we've made the decision. Oh, and I forgot. Desmond also had a clutch just after the MOT. We thought we'd get an MOT before changing that. But that was done as well. So we spent an awful lot of money. So where are we now? Well, Desmond is donating parts of his anatomy to the new van, which we're calling Desmond 2. Number plates are being transferred, etc. So Desmond the second, he is. We're still really at the planning stage, but we've started emptying things out of Desmond to put in there, and removing parts of the Luton, as it's no longer a commercial vehicle, that we don't need, like tie down points and metal bars to tie things to, and carpet on the wall around metal bars to stop furniture, etc., bashing into it. It was an old furniture delivery truck. But so yeah, we've been asset stripping Desmond 1 for the want of a... we've taken the cooker, the seat isn't coming, but we've taken it out to get the batteries and stuff out easily. The bed frame is coming, obviously the toilet, the fridge we just put in a couple of years ago, and on top of that we've got the as much wood as we can salvage. Might not be a lot, might end up just being a couple of big cupboard doors. Why? Because some of the gas work that was evident from the gas piping, it wasn't so much gas, it's just the different methods they've chosen to join one bit of wood to another. The screws at an angle, drilled hole type thing, which I can't remember the name of, is one example. And in that same bit of wood, the little plastic blocks that fit in and screw up, and butt joints, and just that was in one piece of wood, which is a shame because we can't get that piece of wood out easily, and that's one of the pieces of wood we wanted, but it just means we have to build our own. We've come across that, seen that. Design on the new Desmond is pretty much finished. As I say, we've stripped out a lot of stuff. We're still having ideas. We had an idea yesterday about what we're going to do with the ceiling. We've got some interesting things to do with a hatch for Grace and access to the cab. So next stage is going to be batten up. Then we'll do the floor, put in the windows. I make it all sound so easy, don't I? Well, we have discovered something in the last few days. Lindsay is a demon with power tools. There's some video coming up. We're going to show you around what we're doing and keep you updated. And as I said, the videos on a Monday will continue to be Desmond. That should take us well into July, August, and Thursdays will be mostly updates. We'll see how that goes, but it should work. One problem we have had and didn't really expect was timber. I was trying to get some timber for battens the other day. Yeah, just battens, nothing special. You know, just sawn timber, not shaped, finished or anything. Sawn and treated, just to use. You know, it's out of sight, nobody's going to see it, etc. I'd been up and down the internet locally, B&Q, Wix, Screwfix, Do Wood, all the local timber merchants, Keith Builders merchants, all that. Nobody could supply what I want according to the internet. And what I was doing was looking at the website, going in timber, searching for what I wanted, etc. No. So as a mark of desperation, I thought I'll go online, take away all the local stuff. I'm going to look nationwide. So I put in the precise dimensions of the wood I needed, type of wood I needed, and Googled. Lo and behold, Google came up with what I wanted. Not only did it come up with what I wanted, it was in B&Q, just down the road. So, yeah, we've got it now. We clicked and collected, but there was another thing, an absolute other thing. We clicked and collected one night, got to B&Q the next day, showed them the order, the QR code and everything. It wasn't there. Not on the shelves ready for collection, even though we had the text and email saying it was. Guess where it was? In the warehouse. Hadn't even been picked. So we had to wait a bit, and we got the wood and disappeared. We haven't started chopping up wood yet, but that's one of the next jobs. But we've got to mark roughly where the windows are going. We're not going to mark up exactly until we come to fit them, which is not that far away, to be honest. But we've got a lot to do before that happens. I just hope when we're doing finished timber that we have better luck with getting stuff. But there you go. We've got an adventure ahead of us, and we're hoping that you'll join us. Some interesting finds, not just removing the metalwork and all the rest of it. We found tools and receipts and all sorts behind the metal face. Just to remind you of what the van is, because if you've been watching you would have seen, or if you've seen us on Facebook you'll know. It's a 1918 will be interesting, a 2018 Vauxhall Movano Luton. It's a high load with barn doors. We've got some interesting ideas, and hopefully they come to fruition. Electrics is mostly everything is in place. We just need to work through the various stages to get where we want to go. We won't be fitting a super duper water heater stroke combi boiler type thing. One, because I'm not willing to give Truma so much money, and part of that comes from the fact that with a perfectly serviceable item there, bar it's 21-year-old, it works, etc. And the only problem we have, we need to replace the switch, and we need to replace the cable. The cable goes around the houses before eventually getting to the heater. The switch sits up, and that's where the cable runs to. The switch itself isn't working. It's 21-year-old. It's worn, and you have to tap it and to get it to work. But it will work, and it can be replaced. But I'm not willing to pay £80+ for a switch. And I'm also not prepared the money for the cable. The cable that's in there must be about 5 metres long for the way it goes across the van and in and out and round the houses. We can only find a 3-metre one, but for what we're doing, that's more than enough. We could probably get away with a metre if they did one. But they don't appear to. At least they don't now. It's a 21-year-old item. Oh no, you can buy them still. Anyway, stop it, David. They want £178 for the cable. It's nothing special. It's just 2 6-way plugs and a 4 wires between them. Absolutely crazy. So we're not buying a cable from Truma, we're not buying a switch from Truma, we're going a different way. Interestingly, we're looking at going electric for the water heating. May not work, may not, that's still in design, but I'm going to lay the pipe work for it just in case. We need gas for the cooker, we need gas for heating. We've decided the heating route is going to be gas as well still. Yeah, we may or may not have a log burner at some time in the future, but possibly not the way we've done the layout. It's interesting times, and I hope you'll stick with us and watch our failures, mainly, our mistakes, probably, and finally getting away and enjoying our new home. You thought I'd forgotten a bit, and I had. This is one of 7 diaries over the years of our trips with Desmond. On our last trip on the 24th of April this year, and we stopped at Huntly Castle. However, what I want to tell you is Lindsay has kept records over the years, and this is going to show you the monetary stroke sides of our trips in Desmond. We spent a total of 1,430 nights in Desmond. That's over 11 years, just shy of 11 years. A total mileage of 52,255.8 miles at 330 different places. Now, we visited some places more than once. In fact, we probably visited some places more than we should have. But that's another story. Our first trip was to Loching Daub, and I thought Lindsay might not settle into what people call wild camping, but it's not wild camping. And our last trip was Huntly Castle. We didn't know it was our last trip, but for the various reasons of things that went wrong with Desmond and things that went wrong after we got back, I think I forgot to tell you about the oil leak in the sump, didn't I? But the Desmond is finished. His time is over. We won't be taking him out again. His next and only last trip will be just down the road to the Spey salvage yard. Costs. Lindsay kept all these records. I decided not to do it on an annual basis, but costs. Gas, £1,266.76. Gas, I mean LPG, for those that call petrol gas. Diesel, £13,170.35. We have a MPG figure somewhere, but it's not brilliant. I think it's around about 26, 27. Something, I've got the money and all that and the mileage. Somebody can work it out. Recovery, £666. And insurance, £3,476.16. The extra recovery was when the insurance didn't include recovery. Road tax, £3,188.97. Repairs, £14,574.46, and at least a third of that has been spent in the first 4 months and the last period of last year. Miscellaneous, £4,237.17p, and heirs, £462.50p, for a total just shy of £40,977, for a per night figure of £28.66. That is the diary of Desmond, closed. We'll open another one when we get going with his replacement. So, I had to have something else to say, but we've wound up Desmond's life, and his replacement, Desmond II, is beginning to form and become live. That is the end of Desmond, but it is the start of a new adventure, and we'll hope you'll join us for that. Before we get to the video of what's been going on, here are a few photographs showing some evidence. And you'll notice we made the decision to pull those sheets, and behind them we found this little lot. Some earlier ones, that light's got to come out, but and that's before we started. We're getting there, slowly moving along, getting everything out, getting ready to clean and seal and insulate and even put some windows. And Lindsay's got hands on power tools, and he was trying to work the camera. He worked it out in the end. And this is the gas pipes I mentioned. This is done by a professional certified fitter. These are 3 different ends out of a total of 6 we looked at, and the others were just as bad. To review inside Desmond as it is now, looking a bit sad and a bit sorry. There's the bed full of wood and bits and pieces and sinks. Here we have a missing seat, all the batteries, everything's out. That's the cooker, by the way, there. And that's all moved. We're reusing a lot of what's in here, but a lot of it, of course, will be staying. Down here currently, we're working under the cooker to remove wiring and bits and pieces and bits of copper, T-pieces, etc. that we can hopefully reuse. And today Lindsay is mostly carrying out the work because I have got a bad foot. And you've been grounded. And I've been grounded by Lindsay, as she says. So, what's going on? The bed, by the way, is in place and looks intact, but it's actually all undone. All the screws are out, the bed frame will just lift out, and that will be going into Desmond 2. These doors up here probably will get removed, and they will form the doors for the overhead Luton. One of the things we won't be reusing are the windows. One, this one, the kitchen window is cracked, but the other windows, the big window there and the one in the toilet, they look like cassette blinds, they look good, etc., but they are pre-cassette blind. They're what a predecessor, if you like, to the cassette blind, and you can't just offer them up and clamp them together. There are about 8 screws along the top, 3 or 4 down each side, and the same on the bottom, little metal clamps, and decided that was going to be too much, like needing more than 3 people to help put it in. But we found some windows, B&Q of all places, and we're hoping they're going to work. Mind you, Lindsay, thumbnail, there may be trouble ahead.
And the fun begins. Well, everybody keeps telling us it's going to be fun. So
This is going quicker than I thought.
me too. It's like a hot knife through butter.
Well, it's spending the money on the right drill bits.
Yeah, that's the ones from Amazon.
Yep. You get them at B&Q as well.
I know, but in B&Q you have to pay for one.
Well,
In
that's
Amazon
fine.
you've got
10
10.
for the same price as the one.
Probably the same price as it would have
Oh,
cost for
right.
2.
And Lindsay gets to join in too. All of these bits have to come out so we can put the insulating material on the wall, and it's going to be these carpeted bits and these poles. We'll put battens back across, and just to let you know, that area there is going to be a window. Another one there, and another one up there for the toilet. And I still can't convince Lindsay to sleep up there. I think I've awoken a monster. Lindsay says this is fun. She enjoyed taking Desmond apart yesterday as well.
Or you get the easy bit.
And this,
And our first one.
this one's off.
Yeah, it took less than 10 minutes. And here's the van with all the extra bars and I don't know what you call them, supports. They weren't supports, they were just there to protect the furniture when they were moving, are all gone. We've got them all off, and it took us an afternoon. We thought it was going to take forever because of the rivets, but because David bought the right drill bits, it took an afternoon. So looks a bit different, guys. I have swept up, honest. We're not sure what we're going to do with the bottom panels, but we've seen what's behind it crap wise and we need to get in and clean it, but that's a job for another day, not today. So there you go. The van build has officially started.
Hope you enjoyed that, and you'll join us next week, Monday, for some old Desmond footage from our trips till all was done, and an update or more Desmond footage on Thursdays. Take care, stay safe. And remember, while in the countryside, indeed anywhere, take nothing but memories and leave nothing but tracks. Please subscribe and click that notification bell to receive notifications of all our videos.